Have you ever wondered why there's so much Black history that is not being taught in schools? Don't worry, I have too. For example, there hasn't been a lot of history for Black people in elementary school, middle school, and sometimes high school, which is horrible. And I feel that if history is not learned, it is destined to repeat itself. So today I will be talking about Viola Desmond, a beautiful historic woman who is very famous in Canadian history. And I do realize it is February 1st, and I will also be talking about different Black people and different Black historic events throughout all the months of the year. And I find this really important, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Firstly, I'd like to say that Viola Desmond was a woman who wouldn't take no for an answer, which I think is inspiring and amazing. She is the Canadian version of Claudette Colvin and Rosa Parks. She is a successful businesswoman, and I think she should be taught way more in schools than she is. Here's some interesting things about Viola's early life and childhood. Viola Desmond was born on July 6, 1914. Her mother, Gwendolyn, was white, and her father, Albert, was Black. She was born in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Despite having a big family, she had many dreams for herself. She was very inspired by her parents. Even though this was a very racist time for Black people, the Desmonds were accepted into the Black community and became important members, and even helped out with many organizations for the Black community. Inspired by her parents' hard work, Viola Desmond decided to be an independent, successful businesswoman. Viola began a program of study at the Field Beauty Culture School in Montreal. They would only accept a few Black applicants at the time. Then something amazing happened. Viola Desmond decided to open her own beauty school. The Desmond School of Beauty Culture was a school that Viola Desmond made to help Black women with their hair and to train them how to deal with it too. Viola Desmond knew that Black people weren't getting the proper help they needed for their hair, and she was interested in being a businesswoman too. So why not make that together? She was training women and she was helping them so much, and even helped them with job opportunities too. Viola helped train women and expand her business across the province. Aware of her obligation to the Black community, Desmond created a beauty school to support the employment and growth of young Black women. Students from Quebec and New Brunswick came to Viola's beauty school. As many as 15 graduated each year. Okay, before I start this part of the story is very sad and tragic, and there's a lot of racism in this part, and it's just overall sad and negative. Just wanted to let you know that. Also, if you're ever wondering where I get my information, I use Wikipedia, and I use the Canadian Encyclopedia, which I'll be listing down below. Also, if there's an animation of this part, the Roseland Theatre, and the Canadian Encyclopedia website, I will list down below. Just wanted to let you know. Other than that, I think we're all started. November 8th, 1946 was an infuriating day for Black women in history. Viola Desmond was selling beauty products, and her car broke down. The repairman said it was going to take several hours to fix. So she decided to book a hotel room and go to the Roseland Theatre to see a movie, The Black Mirror, to kill some time. Desmond requested a ticket for the seat on the main floor. The ticket seller gave her one to the balcony instead. When Viola walked into the main floor seating area, she was told that the ticket was for an upstairs seat only. She was asked to move. She had to move to the balcony instead because the seating was reserved for non-white customers. Thinking there had been a mistake, Viola returned to the cashier and asked to exchange her ticket for one downstairs instead. The cashier said, and I quote, "I am not permitted to sell downstairs tickets to you people." Realizing that the cashier was referring to the color of Viola's skin, she decided to go to the downstairs area anyway. Hi guys, as you can see, I have new hair, and I didn't have a lot of time in the past few months to finish the video, so I'm going to start doing that now, and I'll pick up right where we left off, where Viola Desmond was at the Roseland Theater. Desmond was then confronted by Henry McNeil, the manager, and he said that the theater had the right to refuse admission to any, quote, objectifiable person. Viola told the manager that she attempted to exchange her ticket for the main floor and was willing to pay the difference, but was refused. In the morning, Viola Desmond was brought to court and was charged for defrauding the provincial government and not paying 1 cent amusement tax. It's ridiculous. Frederick Bessett was Viola Desmond's white lawyer, and he chose not to take on the rights violation of Viola Desmond and for a legal representation and a fair trial. He didn't help. Stupidly, Bissett, her lawyer, Viola's lawyer, missed the 10-day timeline for a conviction and was ultimately denied by the Supreme Court of Nova Scotia. Viola Desmond settled down in New York and died from a GI bleeding on February 7th, 1965, at age 50. Decades after Viola Desmond died, Viola Desmond's sister received public attention from her story. In 2010, Viola Desmond was granted a pardon. Her sister was there, and there was actually a video that I saw about it, and she had tears in her eyes. It was very beautiful. She was happy that her sister finally got the justice that she deserved, and that whole situation at Roseland Theater was a miscarriage of justice. On November 19th, 2018, Viola Desmond was the first Black Canadian woman to be on the $10 bill. Hello, I hope you learned so much about Viola Desmond, and I hope you found her interesting. There will be many more videos like this with Black Canadians and white Canadians. I hope you enjoyed, and remember to like and subscribe. Bye!